Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking, like, oh, Gary, like, didn't we do this yesterday? Didn't we see this yesterday? Well, here's the thing. You see, yesterday is probably the most excited I've been for something Star Wars related in quite a long time. So, I actually wanted to hop back into the trailer and we'll really break it down, you know? I want to get hype with you guys about this because like I said yesterday, like the Book of Boba Fett, I thought it was okay. It looked kind of cheap in some scenes, if that makes sense, and I'm really thinking that's because they put all their budget into this. So we're gonna break this down and we're gonna really just see what's happening. So let's just hop in. All right, so first we're seeing, it looks like Obi-Wan in the desert, and I gotta say right away, guys, like, is Star Wars ever gonna leave Tatooine? Like, are we ever going to leave Tatooine? Like, how many Star Wars properties do we need on Tatooine? It's kind of ridiculous. Star Wars is such a huge, vast galaxy filled with diverse and ever-changing creatures. Yet we go to like the same like handful of planets all the time. It's kind of ridiculous if you think about it, you know? It's kind of crazy. Like, how many stories can we have on Tatooine? How many desert planets are there, you know? But at least with this series it makes sense, you know, cuz we're following Obi-Wan through the desert on Tatooine as he's looking over Luke. All right, so let's keep going.
The fight is done.
All right, we see Obi-Wan here. He's talking, and let's go back for a second. I had to fix the audio.
The fight is done.
What is Obi-Wan doing here? And of course, I can never pause it at the right time. All right, you see he's walking through the town and all that. Same towns, too, it always feels like.
The fight.
All right, what is he doing here? You know? It looks like Obi-Wan's got a day job. Which is kind of weird, you know? He was basically like a galactic police officer. That's kind of like what the Jedi are, if you think about it. That's what they turned into. And now this man's got a day job, it looks like, cutting some meat up. You know, he's working in a deli. But yeah, this is interesting, you know? This is the kind of stuff we've always been interested in. Like, what did Obi-Wan do between episodes 3 and 4? And apparently, he had a day job, which is interesting, to say the least. So let's keep going.
The fight is done.
All right. Now he says right here that we lost. Here, let me turn on the captions, actually. They're unavailable. Well, rip us, guys. Let's see if we can fix that real quick in the settings. We can not. But we can make this go a little slower, so it's easier for us to go through. All right. Now we see here he's walking through the desert. And now this scene is very reminiscent of The Last Jedi, if you think about it. This is giving a lot of like Luke vibes. Because remember, in that movie, this is a very similar scene right here that he was doing, that Luke did. You know, same kind of position, same kind of like back camera. The camera's to his back. He's looking over, sitting on a rock, looking over everything in front of him, and he's wearing similar robes. I really feel like they're trying to give like the same kind of vibes that we got from Last Jedi. And love it or hate it, that movie was very, very different for Star Wars. So I don't know, maybe we'll see a bit of a change here. I think that'd be kind of cool, you know? But yeah, we see him just sitting here. It really is giving off vibes of Last Jedi. And we see he's looking over Luke right here. And I gotta say, I love Star Wars. This scene is really corny. It's really corny looking. Just see the kid go. Oh man, are we gonna get a pod racing episode in this show? What if we get a pod racing episode? That would be crazy. Crazy dumb, but I think I'd actually like it at the same time. I think it'd be fun. Hopefully it doesn't last long, but I think it'd be fun to see that again. We see Luke right here, you know. He's chilling. He's got dreams of being a pilot, and we see that Obi-Wan's looking over him.
Stay hidden.
And this shot right here. I just gotta say, guys, it's so nice to see Ewan McGregor. I always say his first name wrong. I think I said Ian McGregor yesterday. But Ewan McGregor, just to see him back as Obi-Wan, it's awesome, guys. He was easily the best part of the the prequel trilogy. He was easily the best part of it. He stole the show every time he's in it. And just to see him back is so nice. He looks good too. Look at him. He don't look like he's aged much, which is crazy. So I'm pretty sure this takes place 10 years after the events of episode 3. And he just really doesn't look like he's aged much. Yeah, because this can't take place that much longer or that far away from episode 4. Because Luke looks like he's around 10 years old or something. Yeah, so if it's 10 years after, he'll be 10. And Luke, I think in the original movie, he was 16, 17. So Obi-Wan's going to go from this to the Obi-Wan we see in episode 4 in the span of 6, 7 years. Man, what's the opposite of a glow up? His downfall is crazy. But it's just nice to see him again. You know? He's looking good. And the music drop is crazy. Let me just say, they knew exactly what they were doing using Duel of the Fates. It's cheating. I've heard a lot of people actually mention that, and I kind of agree. It's so cheating. That's one of the hypest songs ever. And they knew what they were doing using it here.
The key.
Alright, now this scene is very interesting.
Hunting Jedi.
Alright, we're seeing this base here. And I mentioned yesterday when we reacted to the trailer itself that this looks like the base from Fallen Order. And now that I've done a little bit of research, actually, I think it is. I think it is the base at the end of the game that we have to go invade. The one that's underwater and all that. I think this is actually the base. So that's really interesting. I think it's really cool that they're connecting all these new properties together in a way, you know? That I just think it's really cool, honestly. What if we see Cal in this series? I haven't seen a lot of people mention that, but what if Cal is in this? That would be crazy going forward in the show. Because we know that the actor that plays Cal, that's actually how he looks in real life. They took his likeness. English is hard. They took his likeness and just made the character off that. So he could quite literally be live action and it would look exactly the same. So this really has me interested because this is the base. It is confirmed. Maybe not confirmed, but we see a scene later on that we'll talk about that looks eerily identical. So we could potentially see Cal Kestis in this show in live action. And I think that would be really cool, especially with what's coming up.
This patience.
We see the Grand Inquisitor right here. Now, I didn't watch Rebels, guys. I'm not going to say I have. I never watched Rebels, but I heard that this guy was a big bad guy in the show. So to see him here is really cool. And it might actually prove that Cal theory kind of true. Because in the game, obviously, if you played it, you're hunted by Inquisitors the entire game. So maybe we really will see him. But man, guys, just the fact that we see the Inquisitors in live action, I think is really cool. Like I said yesterday, that we don't get enough dark side characters in the series. We get so much of the Jedi. We get so much of the Jedi. Like, we know everything about them, basically, besides, like, their ancient stuff. So I'm really excited that we can maybe get some more stories where some of the crucial characters are dark side characters. I just hope we don't try to redeem them. That would be like a big complaint of mine. But yeah, we see the Grand Inquisitor here, and I think that's awesome. And just where something like this could lead us in the future is very exciting. Because if they're willing to do stuff like this, we could get into some really cool territory. And I'm hoping that one show, what did I say yesterday? I think it's, if I remember right from the presentation they did like a year ago, it's the Sith Accolades is what the show is called or something. And I'm very much looking forward to that. That one's going to be very exciting. It might actually involve some of these characters we're seeing. So that's very exciting. Looking forward to that. But yeah, they have the Inquisitors in live action. And I gotta say, that guy looks a little rough. He looks a bit rough. The makeup's a little jarring because, you know, we're used to seeing a lot of these characters in, like, the animated series and animated properties. So to see them in live action is a bit jarring, but I'm sure we'll get used to it eventually. Alright, we're going to do this even slower, actually. It's not slow enough. We must make it slower. Alright, we're going to do 0.5. That should definitely make this better. Alright, there we go. Alright, and we see in this scene, I don't know, Obi-Wan's on a transport, obviously in Tatooine. Hopefully we don't stay too long in Tatooine. I don't think we will, but hopefully we don't. And maybe this is how he gets to his little day job, cutting meat. Working in a deli, you know? That's what it looked like, at least. But yeah. Alright, we see he's in a transport here. And man, I gotta say, he doesn't look like he aged at all. Crazy. But alright, we see he's on a transport here, possibly going to his job. And this scene, this is what I was talking about before. I might be crazy on this, but this looks exactly like the base we invade at the end of Fallen Order. It looks almost identical. We're underwater, the rooms look about the same. And this is very interesting. Now, from what I've heard, like I said, I haven't seen Rebels, but from what I've heard, these two characters showed up in the series. So, I think that's really cool that they're taking these animated characters and bringing them to real life. You know, as much as I was a little disappointed with, like, Cad Bane in Boba Fett, it was still really cool to see him there, obviously, you know. It was really awesome. So, hopefully these characters can be just as good as they were in Rebels. You know, maybe I'll have to check out Rebels with you guys one of these days, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that these two are apparently characters we've seen before. And she is a new one. To my knowledge, I don't know, like, any of the comics or anything like that, but to my knowledge, she is a new character that we have not seen before. And her design is really cool, actually. So hopefully, I feel like the story is going to be more focused on, like, these Inquisitors more than, like, the Grand Inquisitor, you know? I feel like he's going to kind of be, like, in the background, kind of like a looming threat. And we're going to focus more on these three. Mostly her, I feel like. Because they show her a lot in this trailer. So I feel like we're going to see a lot of her. We're probably going to see these two. And I feel like we're going to follow them hunting Jedi. Which is awesome. You know? Who'd have thought in the Obi-Wan show that we would see Inquisitors hunting Jedis? That's awesome. But alright, let's keep going. Yeah, this scene's awesome. Now we get to this scene. I don't know if they're hanging this guy outside of town, or maybe he's being force choked into the air, but man, I didn't think Disney had him in them to do something like this, but it makes sense, you know? They really got to represent what the Inquisitors, like, what they mean. When they're there, like, they're there to mess things up. They're there to do their job, and their job, to hunt some Jedi. Hunt Force-sensitive people. So who knows? In this scene, maybe they found someone and they're making a public display of him to try to strike fear into the Jedi. Now that I'm saying that, I think that actually will be the scene. They're taking this individual and they're probably making an example of him to try to draw a Jedi out, I would imagine. Potentially even Obi-Wan in this scene, because it looks like we're on Tatooine again. We could never get away from it. But yeah, I feel like that's what this scene might be. Them making an example of him to try to draw Obi-Wan out. Which is morbid, but hey, man. Morality is not a thing the dark side uses. So, maybe against people, but they don't have it. But alright, let's keep going. Yeah, and then we see her. We see a good shot of her. Let's go back. I want to try to get a good shot of her. Well, and then we pause. Well, anyway, I feel like this is going to be our main Inquisitor that we follow, you know, and the others are going to be side characters. But we see her, and her design's cool, man. I hope she does a great job in this show, because she seems really cool. But yeah, we see in the background, actually, something crazy. Now, I don't know if a lot of you guys noticed this. I didn't notice this first watching the trailer. This is Uncle Owen. This is our Uncle Owen for Luke right here. It's the same actor that played him in Revenge of the Sith. And I think he's a good age now. He was, guys, I implore you all to go back and to look at him in Revenge of the Sith. He looks like he's like 15 years old in that. It's crazy how young he looks. Here he looks more older, you know? He looks more grizzled. He looks more like our Uncle Owen. And I feel like he's going to play a pretty crucial part of this series, because in every other thing of Star Wars, to my knowledge, that I've seen at least, I've seen all the movies and all that, but we don't really get much of Uncle Owen. So it's really good to see that he's going to be potentially a big part of the show. Get a little more character development for him, you know? Because in the original movie, we don't see anything of them, really. They just go out, they buy the droids, and then they get murdered, you know? Oh, he talks about moisture farming and all that. But we don't really see much of them. So hopefully we get more development for them. But yeah, it's nice to see him. They got the same actor from that, too, which I think is cool. He looks like he fills the role much better now than he did previously. Let's keep going.
Use a trail.
Now this scene. I don't want to pause every 2 seconds, but this scene, this is like something Star Wars does best. They take like a really dark background like this, a really dark backdrop, and then they have all the neon lights and all that. You know, it just makes it look good. It makes the scene kind of pop out a bit more, look more vibrant. Because this is nighttime, but look how bright it is outside, you know? That's something Star Wars does a lot. And I think they do it really well. Their set pieces are really good. Alright, but let's keep going. We don't want to drag this on too long. Now, it looks like she's looking over a city that is thankfully not Tatooine. This is definitely not Coruscant, but knowing Star Wars, I guarantee this is a city we've probably been to before. But, yeah, this isn't Coruscant. I heard some people saying, oh, she's on Coruscant. We're going to see Coruscant again. And no, I don't believe this is Coruscant, because the buildings would be much higher and everything would be straighter.
The Jedi
This looks like Tatooine again.
like
You can't escape it.
itch.
Now, I don't know who she is, but alright. We're in this scene, and it looks like the Inquisitor from that previous scene that we saw when they were underwater in the base. And it looks like they rounded up some people to try to look for a Jedi, you know? Which is cool. This is such a cool concept for a show, guys. That's why I wanted to do a deep dive into this. God, look at this guy. But yeah, it looks like they're trying to round some people up.
He cannot.
And we see Obi-Wan over here. They even say in this scene, it's like an itch. He literally can't help it. You can tell just looking at him that he desperately wants to help them. But he knows for a fact that if he does, everything will be for naught. Because they'll either capture him or they'll figure out where Luke is. So I think that perfectly describes Obi-Wan, or the Jedi in general, honestly, that it's just an itch that they have to scratch. Like, they have to help people. They see injustice. They have to say something. That's such a good strategy to hunt them out, honestly. But yeah, we see Obi-Wan here being conflicted,
Help it.
as naturally he would, you know. Now this scene, I heard some people say this is Obi-Wan in disguise and that this is a lightsaber. To me, this doesn't look like a lightsaber. Let's go back and get a better view. I don't quite agree with this. To me, that looks like a hammer. You see, that's like the handle. Oh, actually, that looks like one of those baton things that they have. Where, you know, you hold that and then, like, it extends out from this part right here. And it's the thing they kind of, like, twirl around. That's what it looks like to me. Some people are saying this is a lightsaber, but no. That's like a very weird hilt. That could potentially be... This could potentially be another Jedi. As I'm going over his crotch. Didn't mean to do that. But this could potentially be another Jedi. And this is like a funky lightsaber they have. Because... I don't know about you guys, but I love when Star Wars does the really stupid, ridiculous lightsabers. Obviously, I didn't like it at first, but after seeing, like, Kylo Ren's lightsaber for so long, I want them to do more interesting, goofy-looking lightsabers. Let's have some fun with it, you know? Let's just have a gun. Let's just make a gun that, like, shoots out lightsabers. That would be really fun. Very impractical, but super fun. But yeah, anyway, I don't think this is Obi-Wan in disguise or something. I think this is someone in disguise. I don't think this is a stormtrooper, personally, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Now this scene, he's going to be a badass for sure. This scene is awesome. To see this in live action, let's maybe not get the lightsaber right in his face, me. That's a little better. Just to see the Inquisitors in live action and to see their lightsabers. Like I just said, I like the really cool lightsabers, and the Inquisitors have an awesome one. Like, I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but in Rebels, or in Fallen Order as well, the Inquisitors' lightsabers are kind of like, they have a handle, but it's on like a circular... They have like a circle around the handle where the lightsaber's attached to, and it spins. So that's how they have that. Like, he's holding it like this. I'll use my phone as an example. He's holding it like this, but then he has a ring around it that's spinning the lightsaber around. And it's honestly really cool. Now, are they going to do the goofy thing that they did in Rebels, where they can fly with them? I hope they do. Just because I want to see how ridiculous it would look in live action. Just seeing him, like, twirling that around. And he just lifts it up like a helicopter and then just flies away. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be so goofy. But I would love it. I want it to happen so bad. I just remember when that came out. I just saw everyone taking pictures and screenshots. And it was just so funny. It was hilarious. But yeah, I think he looks a little goofy, but I think we'll get used to it. And I think this scene's going to be really menacing, actually. He looks like he potentially found someone. He might actually cut this guy down right here, which is pretty gruesome, but accurate for the Inquisitors, from what I remember. But let's keep going. This scene's awesome. Just seeing that in live action is going to look... Now, this is crazy. This I did not realize on the first time. I actually was told this by someone. This Inquisitor, I heard this is the fifth brother. Like I said, I don't know super specifics, guys. I can't tell you, oh, this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth Inquisitor. I don't know that much. But this guy is the fifth Inquisitor, and he's played by Han, who's in the Fast and Furious movies. I don't get how some people can recognize him. I don't recognize him, but I've been told this is Han from the Fast and Furious movies. And that's sick, dude. That's really cool to see. Because I did hear stirrings that he was in the show, but everyone was thinking, including me, that, oh, he'll just be like a villager or something, or he'll be a character in the background, like right around here and all that. But no, he's playing an Inquisitor. So he's going to have some action scenes, guys. It's going to be really cool to see him hunting down some Jedis and all that. That's really sick that he's in it. I just wanted to point that out because I thought that was a really cool little tidbit. They know what they're doing. Now this scene right here. Let me get a better view of her face. There we go. Now, what is the context of this? To me, when I first saw this yesterday, I thought this was Uncle Owen running away. But this guy looks way too young. He looks way too young right here. She looks like she's a woman on a mission. So potentially, I don't know if this guy's a Jedi, but he could be like a Force-sensitive person that they were hunting down. Maybe they weren't trying to draw out Obi-Wan, in fact, and they were really trying to draw this guy out. Or they were trying to draw Obi-Wan out, and then they found this guy instead. Because I would imagine she wouldn't be chasing people down through the streets of Tatooine for no reason, you know? So this guy is either Force-sensitive or he clearly knows something. Maybe he's one of Obi-Wan's friends on the planet, but I don't know. This scene seems really cool. I kind of want to see more of this. I kind of want to see the context of this. Look at this guy in the background. It looks like he's getting his head cut off. That'd be crazy. I don't think Disney would do that though, but that'd be crazy. Now this scene. All right, this clearly looks like the Inquisitor, probably that woman. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that, oh, maybe this is them showing a plan of where to go. No. To me, this looks like she's investigating some ruins on the planet. Maybe there's even like a secret Jedi temple that she went to try to like figure some things out. This could be like a Jedi temple or even a Sith temple. That would be more interesting in my opinion, but to me this looks like this is her in the middle of tracking down a Jedi, you know? Because they even say earlier in the trailer that to find Jedi, the greatest thing you need is patience. And what better way to find someone than to study what they believe in a bit, you know? So I'm thinking this is her like doing some research to try to find some Jedis. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Maybe this is like a home that belong to like a former Jedi. Maybe these are like markings that their kid or something made. I don't know. To me, I'm hoping this is like a part of a temple, but this looks like some plywood, so maybe not. I don't know. To me, it looks like this is her in her investigation to try to find the Jedi. So that could be interesting. We get some really interesting scenes, honestly, with the Inquisitors. See, I know this is Obi-Wan's show, and I'm sorry for pausing for so long, guys. I apologize on that. I got a lot to say, apparently. But I know this is Obi-Wan's show, but I'm really hoping that we get a lot of scenes with the Inquisitors and to see their side of the story, you know? I hope we get plenty of time on Obi-Wan. Don't get that twisted. That would be really exciting. But I hope we get a good amount of time, like, dedicated to the Inquisitors and just finding out how they hunt the Jedi, their methods and all that. I think that could be really cool and exciting. So, here's hoping we see that. But alright, let's get going. We don't want to pause too long. And we see in this scene that she's apparently tracked someone down. Now, I don't know if this is Obi-Wan or the guy she was chasing down earlier. My money's on him. My money is on this is the guy she was chasing down earlier through the street. And she eventually cornered him. That's what I'm thinking this is. But this could potentially be Obi-Wan. Because you got to think, he can't. I imagine Obi-Wan's not going to have his lightsaber in this show very much. He could literally not have the lightsaber until like the very final episode. Because obviously he can't walk around with that on his hip. That's a telltale sign of a Jedi. So yeah, I don't imagine he'll have a lightsaber. If Obi-Wan gets into some fights in this show, I feel like he'll use a blaster. Such an uncivilized weapon. But I feel like he'll definitely do that. So that's interesting. See the context of this scene. Let's keep going though. Now see, this is why I think that. Let's go back for a sec. Because to me, this doesn't look like Obi-Wan in this scene. Maybe it could, though. Let's go back and let's take it a little slower, actually. This could potentially be Obi-Wan. He's got the long hair. Let's go even slower. Alright, let's see. This could potentially be Obi-Wan. He does have longer hair, and Obi-Wan's got really long hair in this show. So this could potentially be him. We see here, always weird creatures in Star Wars. And then we get this great shot at the end of just Obi-Wan. We can probably speed this up a little bit. Yeah, we get this great shot at the end of Obi-Wan. I like how we don't have some epic ending. We literally just have Obi-Wan's face right here. Disney's like, yeah, we know what we're doing here. You don't need to see anything else. We'll just show you Obi-Wan. Him being back's enough for you to watch it. They know that. That's awesome. And then we get this awesome end scene right here. And of course we hear Vader's voice. Because I don't know if you guys have been under a rock, but I haven't been looking into this too much. But one thing you cannot escape if you're looking into this series in particular, one little tidbit of info you cannot escape no matter what, is Vader and Obi-Wan are confirmed to be fighting in this show. They are confirmed to have a rematch. And Hayden Christensen is confirmed, like 100% confirmed, to be in this show. I know we heard a lot of that when the last Star Wars movie came out. Not Last Jedi. The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, I've kind of blocked that out for a bit because it was something. But yeah, we heard a lot of rumblings about him being in that. But no, he is 100% confirmed to be in. Hayden Christensen. So that's gonna be awesome to see. Him. We might even see him in the Vader getup. Maybe like they do fight again and the mask gets like half broken and we see his face under that. That would be incredible. But what I'm thinking is going to happen is that I think we're going to get some flashback scenes of like Revenge of the Sith. Maybe not their fight on Mustafar, but maybe like a little before then. Not too far. Before like Order 66 happens. We might get a couple scenes that expand on that some more. And that sounds incredible to me, guys. Like, I'm just saying right now, they didn't put the Vader voice or the Vader breathing at the end of this for no reason. Like, I feel like that's going to be the coolest parts of the series, personally. But the fact that Hayden Christensen is back, potentially playing Vader, too, is really awesome. So I'm extremely excited to see that. And yeah, I think that's it for our trailer, honestly. Now, here's something I wanted to mention. They say limited series. Like, what is the difference, though? If you guys know the answer to this, let me know. What is the difference between a limited series and just, like, what they normally do already? Is this only going to be on, like, Disney Plus for a little bit of time, then they're going to take it off? Like, what does this mean? Is this going to be shorter than, like, Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian and all that? Is this going to be, like, 3 or 4 episodes instead of, like, 8? I don't know. If the episodes are, like, 3 or 4 long, are they going to be longer? What if we get 3 episodes, and then each episode's, like, an hour plus long? That would be kind of cool. I don't think I would mind it that much then, because it'd basically be a movie. And that's one thing I want to say, going through this trailer. You know? Oh, perfect. I went to the perfect spot. This stuff right here, guys, like, this looks really good. This looks really, really good for a TV show. Like, I really think they made the Book of Boba Fett look really cheap in some scenes, honestly. And it really hurt that show, to be honest. But they made it look really cheap, I think, so they could put their budget into this. Because this show looks like a movie. This show literally looks like a movie. It's crazy. That's what makes me think when they say limited series that it potentially could be like just 3-4 episodes, but like an hour long episode. Hour plus. That's really exciting. But yeah, guys, just all this together, like, we're getting the Inquisitors, we're getting tie-ins to Fallen Order, apparently it looks like. Same base, we get the Grand Inquisitor, who we know shows up later in, like, Rebels. Like, this series, I feel like, is really gonna tie, like, a bunch of different properties of Star Wars together. And I know some people don't like that, but I think it's kind of cool as long as they do it well. That's the hitch that I'm really hoping they can do. I'm really hoping they can do. But they don't have the best track record of, at least in my opinion. I don't want to get filleted in the comments, but at least in my opinion, they don't have the best track record. But yeah, guys, just all this stuff piled together. Just seeing the Inquisitors, seeing Obi-Wan again. Potentially seeing the Inquisitors hunt these Jedis and how they do it. And then the inevitable rematch between Obi-Wan and Vader. It's extremely exciting, guys. So you guys tell me in the comments, for real though, this time, like, oh, funny enough, we get a scene from Fallen Order right down here. That's funny, but you guys let me know in the comments, like, how do you feel about this trailer, truthfully? I think it's really well made, and I'm very, very excited for it. This is the most excited I've been for a Star Wars thing since we got the trailer for Rise of Skywalker. Like, the initial trailer with the amazing music. And we all know how that went. So, as excited as I am, I'm a little worried they're going to try to put too much into this show. You know? I feel like they might try to cram so much into it that, just like in Boba Fett, how Boba Fett is probably the character we see the least in the show. I'm really worried that might happen in this series. As much as I want to see the Inquisitors and Vader and all that, like, this is Obi-Wan's show. I want to see Obi-Wan in it. So that leaves me a little concerned. But yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. Like, I've seen a lot of people very excited for this. So let me know your thoughts and how you feel on this in the comments. If you like these kind of videos, guys, like, let me know. Leave a like. You know, leaving likes do help. It lets me know that, yeah, you guys are digging this. So yeah, you let me know, guys. I could do breakdowns like this all the time. Like, I'm mega knowledgeable on Star Wars. I haven't seen everything from it, but I'm really knowledgeable. I've been a Star Wars fan my whole life. Most questions I can answer for sure. And yeah, if y'all like videos like this, subscribe to the channel, guys. You know, we're trying to grow here. We're trying to make a community of people that love what we love. No shame, nothing like that. So, you know, just come on, hang out. Come hang out, guys. We do a bunch of cool shit like this. But yeah, guys, I think that will do it for today's episode, today's video. Yeah, and just, I'm very excited for this. Very excited for, come on, computer, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Who ever thought that we'd get an Obi-Wan TV show? I thought we'd get a movie before a TV show, but this is just as good. But yeah, guys, anyway, I hope you all have a great day, week, month, and year. And yeah, just lots of positivity heading your guys' way. That is the very important thing in life. Positivity. All right, you can do anything you put your mind to. But yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Until then, deuces, and have a great day.